For better or worse, the OnlyFans management space attracts a lot of very motivated, very ambitious, and very impatient young men who want to make a lot of money very quickly so they can buy Lambos and smoke cigars and drink whiskey and shoot guns and party on yachts and fucking show their watch, etc., etc. We see these things on social media, and even if you are a Zen-like, unmaterialistic person like me, you see all this stuff all the time and you're like, you know what? I kind of want a fucking yellow Corvette. I kind of want one. I kind of want a yellow Corvette. I don't know why. No idea why, but I kind of want one. Anyway, the problem with this is that it causes people, I believe, at least me, to get into OFM. And as soon as things start to go a little bit right in any way, we're like, okay, time to scale. Oh, this is kind of going right. It's been going right for like a week and a half. Okay, let's onboard 6 models. Done. We've made it already. And I would say that is probably wrong. That's definitely wrong. I've gotten myself into trouble multiple times doing that. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how to prevent that from happening. There are a couple ways to do it. So in this video, anyway, like I said, the real point of this video is why you need to scale slower by getting your hands dirty in OFM. What's up, everybody? Yala Poppy from simhunter.com. Go check that website out and read stuff on there because it's really interesting. If you read, you probably don't because you're watching this video. But anyway, let's get into it. Why you need to get your hands dirty in OFM. So the real reason that you need to do this is so that your agency becomes as good as possible. And when I say becomes as good as possible, I mean it becomes so good that you have creators begging to sign with you because they heard about how much money you made for some girl, and you cannot take them because you're just so busy and you haven't quite refined the ability to scale yet. You want to get that good. Okay. I've kind of changed my approach recently. A quick little side note here. After trying to scale too quickly for like the 4th time, I was watching a video by Alex Hormozy, who's amazing. Oh my God. If you want business advice, like watch his videos. The first thing I do every morning, I started setting my alarm again at 5 a.m. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to get out of bed. So what I'll do is I'll wake up, I'll open YouTube right away. And the good thing, he makes like 57-minute videos. And I'll put one of his videos on and I'll just like hear it in the background as I wake up, and it'll help to wake me up, and I'll absorb like some business knowledge as I do that. Anyway, one of the things that he talked about is that don't worry about scaling, worry about making your business as good as possible. And it's true. So when you do that, it's so much less stress, right? And I feel like this is something that nobody wants to do. We all want to get there fast. And even, we started the webcam boot camp the other day, and we did the pre-training call. And even on the call, like I caught myself doing this. I was like, okay, I'm talking to the 2 guys and I'm like, all right, how can we get people up to speed as fast as possible so that they can fucking hire a team and fucking onboard 6 girls and like set up their studio tomorrow? And as I asked the question, I was like, fucking so stupid. Why would I ask that question? And it's really just has to do with my own impatience, which comes from wanting to scale too soon and not wanting to get in there and actually do the work. I promise you, scaling too soon, getting bigger than you should be too fast, it sounds like, oh no, I would be making so much money. It would be so bad. What ends up happening is that you take on too much and you're too overloaded, and everything just starts falling apart, and it's a lot of stress, and you end up with a lot of very angry people. Okay. So why you need to get your hands dirty. The main reason is because by doing the process, whatever the process is, you will hone it, tighten it up, and get it perfect. So I remember one year of my life, I was living in Australia. This is 2012. Oh my God, this was 12 years ago. Anyway, I moved to Australia for a year. And great time, by the way. If you're under 35, definitely take a working holiday visa to Australia. Go live and travel there for a year. Amazing. I did it twice. Anyway, at this juncture, I was living in Australia and I had a job, and there were like company apartments where we could, they would house the workers, and everybody worked together, everybody lived together. It was this it was fun. So what we would do every Friday is we would cook dinner. And one Friday, everybody would like help, like some people would cut the vegetables and whatever, you get it. So one of these Fridays, somebody was like, okay, they told me what to do. I didn't know how to cook back then. They told me what to do, and they're like, peel these potatoes. And they had it was a butter knife. There was no potato peeler. They're like, here's a butter knife. Go peel the skin off these potatoes. And I was like, okay. I don't know if you've ever tried to peel potatoes with a butter knife before. That shit is not easy. So as I started doing it, it took me like fucking 10 minutes to peel the first potato. And I'm frustrated and I'm angry, and like I'm fucking, the potato was like this big after I was done peeling it because I fucked it up too much. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do this. Like, who else? But there was nobody else who could do it. Like I was like the biggest guy. There were no other like full-sized men there, all just a bunch of little girls, not little girls, but like, fully adult women, but small. You know what I'm talking about. They were doing other shit. So anyway, I peel the first potato, and then I go to peel the next potato. And I remember as I was peeling the next potato, I was like, oh, okay, well, if I hold it like this and I move the knife like that, then it works a little bit better. And so like the next potato took me 5 minutes. And by the time I got to like the 10th potato, I was able to do it in like 30 seconds. Like boom, boom, boom. I had a whole system for peeling the potatoes. And I'll never forget this experience because it showed me that the more you do something, and everybody knows this anyway, but it showed me that the more you do something, the better you get at it. And it's really doesn't take that long to get very good at it if you have a fucking brain in your head and you're thinking to yourself, how can I do this better? Like as you're doing it, this is actually one of the good things about Israelis as a culture, is that they're always looking for a way to do something better. They're always looking for a way to improve whatever exists already. So anyway, yeah. After that, I was like, okay, whatever new skill I'm trying to learn, I just have to think of it as if I'm peeling potatoes. Like, okay, it's going to suck at first. The first one's going to be bad. It's going to take me forever. But then after that, by the time I do it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, I'll be much better at it. And that's the main reason why you need to get your hands dirty in OFM. Now, by doing that, it will lead to a lot of other benefits and prevent you from making a lot of mistakes, which is what I'll go into right now. So I mentioned this earlier. People want to scale too soon. It's a big problem. You get a little bit of success, your little Reddit posting thing starts to work, and you're like, okay, I'm going to onboard 10 models now. Great. Okay, you onboarded 10 models, but your onboarding procedure sucks, and you don't have chatters, or your chatters suck, or you have good chatters, but then they all quit for some reason. Something else happens, and you scale too fast. Now you're fucked. So another reason why you need to get your hands dirty in OFM and you need to do the process is because if you don't do that, you will be unable to hire and train your team properly. This is huge, huge. The best way, you know what? Forget that. The best way, let's say the best way. The best way by a long shot to build a healthy agency that makes money and is reliable and consistent is by having your own in-house team that does all the work, period. No service providers, no agencies, nothing. You at the top, everybody that does anything for your agency works directly for you. You pay them their paycheck. You tell them exactly what to do. They do everything according to your system and how you want it to be done. That's the only way to do it. when you don't do the work yourself, when you don't get your hands dirty, you end up looking for shortcuts. If you don't know how to chat, what do? You hire a chatting agency. Now, I don't need to tell you, most chatting agencies out there, they don't do a very good job. They don't. Sorry. They don't. They're bad. They hire whoever. They're like, oh, you have a pulse? You speak English? Great. Here's an account doing $20K a month. Good luck. Have fun. Hey, baby, unlock my picture for $20. Fucking Filipino people, I swear to God. It's terrible. But these are the types of mistakes that you make. You look for the shortcut, right? You look for the shortcut. You're like, how can I fucking patch this hole in my boat so that I can build an expansion on my boat? Meanwhile, you duct tape the hole in the boat and you're like, oh, well, that'll probably be fine. But it's not fine. It's very not fine. Anyway, because you need to hire and train and manage your own team yourself, you need to know how to do everything. Or at least, I mean, you don't need to know every little detail. Let's take chatting again as an example. You don't need to know every little detail about chatting. You just need to know the big picture. What you cannot do is you cannot say, okay, Jimmy, here you go. Here's an account. Go chat. Good luck. You cannot do that. Okay. You have to give them, let's say, 3 bullet points. Okay. So send personalized messages to every fan. I'll tell you mine. My chatters, and thank God I finally have good ones now. What I tell them, I say, send a personalized message to every single sub. Every single sub. Their name is 26934W, whatever. You send them a personalized message that says, hey, 26934W, like, is that a secret code? What does that mean? Ha ha ha. Some bullshit. It doesn't matter. The point is that they see the message and they're like, oh, that's not a bot. That's not a spam mass message. This person actually sent me a message. Amazingly effective. You do that. If you can get, and okay, good luck getting your fucking chatters to do that. None of them want to do it because they're lazy fucks. But if you do get them to do it, if you have to hire 10 chatters and only one of them will do that, keep that one. Because that right there, that will fucking totally change the game. The second thing that I tell them is I say you are not allowed to start selling content until you have exchanged at least 10 messages with the sub. If you review any chats, and it's crazy to me how most agency owners don't review any chats. And I was guilty of this for a very long time. So like, fine, I get it. You don't, and when I started reviewing the chats, I didn't want to review them because every time I would review them, I would get angry because I was like, you're doing it wrong. How dumb are you that you think this is the right way to do it? Like you log into an account, you see that the only activity there is like 2 mass messages that they sent. It's like, you think this is your job? No, sorry. Anyway, you have the conversation with them. And then the third thing is that you get to know the sub. Ask them some fucking questions. Where are you from? How old are you? What do you do for work? What's your favorite food? What'd you do this weekend? Basic stuff. Basic stuff. Anyway, the way that I figured that out was by chatting on accounts. That's how I figured that out. Like, it doesn't work to log in and spam a mass message for $100 and hope you make money. That's not chatting. I wouldn't have been able to figure that out. Yeah, common sense, whatever. But like, you're not able to figure it out unless you get in there and you do it yourself. Anyway, the point is that by getting your hands dirty in OFM, you will avoid shortcuts to growth and you will build a very effective and robust company that it is good at everything and has SOPs and fucking internal procedures and training for everything. And then once you've got all of that to the point where like you're bored, you don't have anything to do for 6 months, then you can start scaling. That's when you can do it. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.